What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So there's something I want to talk about that's been bugging me for the past, well, just for a while. And that is, even though I have this channel being a gaming channel, I actually haven't played a lot of video games.
Okay.
In fact, if we were to put like the top 10 list of the most played games of all time, I probably haven't played 90% of them. In fact, Doom. Everybody knows Doom. Everybody knows it from the meme. Can this play Doom? Can this run Doom? Well, I haven't even played Doom. Like, what I mean by I haven't played Doom, I haven't played it from beginning to end. Like, I've played the first level, of course, but I haven't played it all the way through. I haven't played a lot of great classics from the past, such as Final Fantasy, The Legend of Zelda, Resident Evil, Half-Life, Metroid, Crash Bandicoot, Tomb Raider. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. See, growing up, I just never had that many games as I was a kid. See, my parents, they were just kind of, very strict on what we can get. If it was too violent, I couldn't get it. If it was too childish, I couldn't get it. If I couldn't share with my brother, we just didn't get it. Or that it was, it could interrupt my studies, we didn't get it. My favorite one was, if we could beat one of the games from, like, let's say on the NES, which mostly that's where I've heard it from, back on the NES, if you can beat, which I did have, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first one. If you can beat that one, we'll buy you a new game. My parents would always say that, and we never did. And it's always so crazy when I hear people talk about, like, the great games of the past, like GoldenEye or Donkey Kong. Heck, I envy some of the YouTubers on here, like Happy Console Gamer and My Retro Life, when they talk about growing up with playing video games. It's not like I didn't have video games. It was just I didn't have the abundance like so many people here on YouTube had. It was usually we would get something maybe on our birthday or Christmas and maybe a rental. And that's if we did that. And also, even on our birthdays and Christmas, I only remember 3 years we did that, and after that, we just didn't get anything at all. Going back to some of those YouTubers I watch on here, it got me kind of envious. I kind of wish I can go back and just do it all over again. And I thought, well, why don't I just do that? So that's where I came up with the idea of actually starting a new series. I'm going to go back to the beginning, back when I first started playing games, go back and get all my childhood games and do what my parents said. If I can beat the game, I'll get me a new game. Why not? Sounds fun. But I'm going to do a little bit differently. I'm going to do a bit of a twist on it. So I came up with this idea to do that. The Wheel. I kind of came up with this idea. It's an homage to Red Letter Media and their Wheel of the Worst. Like they do this best of the worst thing and they spin a wheel, or they do some stuff with, they do like games like a Plinketo board and whatnot, but they do a wheel one. And so that's where this idea came here. And I wanted to give it a name. I couldn't quite figure out a name for it. So that's what I did. I went on to Chat GPT and told Chat, like, hey Chat, I'm coming up with this idea for a new series where I go back in time and relive my childhood days of playing video games, and basically I put out this whole info of what I'm doing to give me a name for this wheel. And I think it came up with a pretty good name for it. So you guys ready for the name? Here it is. Wheel of... There we go. The Wheel of Childhood... Oh, the Wheel of Repressed Childhood Regret. Thank you, Chat. GPT. So what's the rules of this idea that I'm doing? Well, it kind of works like this. If I could play one game and beat it normally, without needing any assistance or using an emulator, one game equals one spin to get a chance to get another game. But if I have to use a Game Genie, it is a half a spin. So I have to beat 2 games in order to get 1 full spin. And if I can't beat the game on normal, and I can't beat the game using a Game Genie, and I use an emulator, well, that's a quarter spin. So I need to beat 4 games to earn myself 1 full spin. and I earn myself a spin over here and spin me a chance to get another game. Seems simple enough. Something said, I missed out on all that a long time ago, so that's what we're going to do here. So what is on my wheel here? Well, it's a mix of a few things. We got no game, where I basically get no game. Spin again, where if I land on it, I just spin again. And we got a mix of good games, but we also got a mix of bad games, such as, whatever the bad game I know about, I put it here on the wheel. Also, though, most wheels will have, like, your choice, or, you pick what you want, pick whatever game you want. But this time, though, on my wheel, we have a thing called the catalog, which basically what I do is I use these old Sears catalogs I got from my grandmother, and basically I pick out my own game, and we'll do this for a while. This wheel will change throughout the years. We might change it up, but that's basically the premise. Also, I want to point out, I'm not going to really be stuck on one system. Once the year is done, let's say 1990 or 1989, I play the games from that year time frame, and if I'm able to get a new game, I play it. If not, I move on to the next year. And we keep going until we get a new console, and just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going until we reach the present. So, sounds interesting to me. It should be, because I came up with it. But, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to call this the Retro Restart. So, without further ado, let's go back in time warped to the year 1989.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
The Simpsons, next Sunday. Genesis, the new generation in video games.
Yes, in 1989, we got ourselves a NES, and I had to really kind of figure out what we had. Luckily, my dad did record with the home video recorder that we had at the time. I watched some old home movies of ours to figure out the timeline of when I got certain games. It was kind of hard, though, because they would kind of like flash up real quick and be down, so it's like kind of had to do a lot of that stuff. But when we bought our NES, it was like May 1989, and the first three games we got here was here's this one here. This is the Super Mario and Duck Hunt combo. This is what was packed in all those NESs at the time. We got that one. I finally found that one. That was nice to have. And in its sequel, because I saw my mother play it, Super Mario Brothers 2. Let me pull that out here, right there. Super Mario Brothers 2. And of course, when I was a kid, they wanted me to learn, so we got, at least I think I saw it on there, this Sesame Street 1, 2, 3. Why not play the nostalgic game there? So out of these three that I have played, I actually was able to finally beat Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers on the NES. As a kid, I never really, attempted to really beat it. I only got past I think the second level, and then I always died. But I sat down, looked through a walkthrough, And it was such an invigorating experience to finally, after 30 plus years, to finally beat Super Mario Brothers for the NES. I'm not gonna lie, it was really exciting. And no wonder so many people play this game. I can see why this is such a popular game. It is a lot of fun. It's crazy to think that gaming of that time was a lot of like arcades and, you know, coin operated, you know, stuff to basically, you know, gyp you out of your money. But this one, you know, with enough patience and time, you could beat it. And it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. This one was quite a lot of fun. But that's earned me. So this one earns me 1 spin. All right, next one is Super Mario Brothers 2. Now, Super Mario Brothers 2 is different from the first one. I guess like they wanted to do a different style, and everyone knows that this is based off of I'll show the game here. It's based off this one from Japan, and they just repurposed it for America. That's why most of you hear about it is Super Mario Brothers USA. But sat down, play this one. A lot of great memories from this one. I think I played this one the most when I was a kid, but I don't really much like it now. I prefer the more traditional style than this one, but it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, though, because I don't know, I guess that's because like my age difference, you know, I found this one just a little bit harder, so I had to use a Game Genie to beat this one. So we can't really use that right now for the half a spin. Next one up here is the Sesame Street 1, 2, 3. We got Astro Grover and Ernie's Magic Shapes. Now, I had to figure out whether or not I did play this one or it was a rental. Because we used to always, like I said, we used to rent back in the day, so I couldn't quite remember if we did have this one or not. I remember it was on the video, it showed us playing it, but I couldn't quite remember until I actually sat down and played this and realized, oh crap, yeah, we did play this one a lot. In fact, it was one of ours because the Astro Grover was the one I think I played the most, and that it's crazy how you don't remember things, and all of a sudden, all this memories just come right back at you, whether it's like a sound or smell or whatever. But like, yeah, this one brought back a lot of repressed memories. Anyways, played it. Technically, I beat it. There's not really a thing to beat, but technically I did. So that's earns me another spin to the wheel. Alright, before we spin it, we're going to keep going. In the year 1989, like I said, we got games on our birthdays and our Christmases. My brother was the first one to get anything. This is his game, and I don't remember it again until I actually played it, and I was surprised at how much I love this game, because it is a wave of nostalgia that I can't believe that I forgot about it. I actually really enjoy and love this game, and it is Bump and Jump. This is probably one of my more, like, it's weird. It's not my game. It's my brother's game, but I think back in the day I played it the most. This music on it is so dang good. Very nostalgic 80s style music. I love the sounds of the cars when they were like, you know, bump into each other and crash. The way that it jumps, hence the name Bump and Jump. But oh my goodness, this game here was one of my all-time favorites. but it is tricky and it is very, very hard. Considering this is a coin op style kind of game, I was not able to beat it, and the only way I was able to beat it was using an emulator. So, not going to be able to spin with this game. But I'm so glad to have this part of my collection, or just to have it. I'm so glad to have this finally, because it is a wave of nostalgia that I'm so glad that I have re-remembered. So yeah, Bump and Jump, great game. Next, moving on to the not so great game, and actually, Angry Video Game Nerd, and probably a lot of people on here have reviewed at one point in time, and it's a game that I wanted as a kid for a birthday, and I got it. But not so good game is Ghostbusters by Activision. Yes, this game is notorious of being terrible, but notorious because it is very... I get the idea of the premise. It was actually pretty smart. Like, you are a Ghostbusters that's trying to earn money, like the TV show. It's just didn't do it right. The graphics weren't really all that good, especially to its Master System counterpart. But the thing is, though, here is that I actually beat it. Yeah. There's a glitch on one of the towards the end when you go to fight Zool or Gozer, or it's actually Gozer. You go fight the final boss, and you go to the stairwell. I guess I picked up the glitch part on like the 3rd level, and when you do that, you just become invincible. And I didn't use a game genie to do it. It's in the game. I sat down and I was able to finally beat it. I thought I really wasn't going to be able to, or had to use a game genie or game genie to figure out the code to beat it. But no, I beat it naturally and beat it regularly. So add that up to another win for me. So that's pretty good. And to finish off the year, we got ourselves 2 games that is peak 80s nostalgia that me and my brother got on our Christmas. The first one here is the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This one here, not gonna lie, was a pretty tough game, and I had to pretty much beat it using a game genie. It wasn't, and it's funny too, because I just recently played the Cowabunga collection with this on here, and once I was able to beat it that way, it was a lot easier to do certain stuff in the game. But when you get to that one level, and everyone knows that one level, that water level, that's when it turns up the holy crap dial. But yeah, no, I had to use a game genie to beat this game. It's really cool to finally see the ending for this game on an NES, and not through an emulator or not through the Cowabunga collection, just the regular CRT TV, seeing that ending. And not gonna lie, pretty fun game though. If it wasn't for that one water level, I think that this could have been an all-time classic that everyone has fond memories of, because it's not that bad. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. Oh yeah. And because of that, because I had to use the game genie for these 2, now these require 1 full spin. And the last one here, though, is my Back to the Future. This was my present of that year. Love the movie, so you think that the game would be just as good. Clearly not. The thing is that each level ramped up its difficulty. From the malt shake, when you go to the malt shake part, where you have to throw, when you go to the diner part where you have to throw milkshakes at people, to the heart one was the most difficult thing of all time. Holy crap! Then the notes, you have to play all the musical notes and have to hit them just right. And what was so crappy about this damn game is that you have one chance, just one, to cross the barrier and hit 88 miles per hour to get to the ending and get the end of the game. That's crazy. I don't see how. Oh my god. I never got to the end. I had to use an emulator to beat this game. I think that was the only way I can beat it. I tried everything, even with a game genie, I tried everything I could to sit down and actually beat this game. and unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Not legitimately and not with the Game Genie, so had to use an emulator for this one. The also another thing was the heart section was really what like really ramped up the holy crap meter, like holy moly. But anyways, very nostalgia. I have this one, but that's the only reason I would like this, because I had it as a kid. If I didn't have this as a kid, probably wouldn't even keep it in a personal collection. Just saying. But you know, product of the 80s. And with that, we are done. Now we move on to the wheel. I have myself 1, 2, 3, 4 spins to do. So without further ado, let's try this idea for the first time. If this works, hey, more episodes coming along the way. So here we go. Let's see what we get. Oh, already a catalog choice. Okay. Let's make our choice in today's the American Wish Book 1989. So let's begin. All right, let's see what Sears has to offer in the year 1989. Let me first find the damn page. Alright, so what do we have here in our Sears catalog? Let's figure out what my next choice would be. And the reason I did this was because, you know, we've all been there as kids. You know, you go look through this Sears catalog thing. If you don't know what this is, basically this was the internet. This was how we chose our stuff, the internet before the internet, basically. It had a mix of things such as, you know, video games, clothing, toys, workout equipment, bikes, whatever you wanted in these things. But the main thing we're looking at here are the video games, and see what we can find here. So let's see what we got here today. All right. We got ourselves, with no picture, Tetris. I'll show something right here. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got in here. Nothing really looks good. Oop, and it's only one page. Oh, two technically. Okay, there's 2 pages. Ooh. Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. No, we actually got that one, which I'll do that in a later year. Ooh, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Ooh, there's a Tecmo Bowl. That's cool. Jeopardy. Now, I think probably the game I'm gonna get here is Bad Dudes. Are you a bad enough dude? And if you want to know the price, this is interesting. It was $41.77. What would that be in today's? What would be that in today's money? Holy crap! So, all right, Bad Dudes. That's the one we're gonna pick. Write that down. Or leave a mark or something like that. Well, maybe not on the thing, but I'll remember Bad Dudes. I'll just rewatch this and remember that. Okay, moving on. Let's see what next game we get. Oh yeah, no, speaking of the games that I have on here, we got Batman, Tetris, Contra, Popeye, and yeah. So let's see what next game we get here. Let me go the other way. Oh shit, spin again. Alright, fine, I'll just do this. Louder the other way. Motherfucker, just went completely around to the same thing. Okay, I'll just do it this way. Going to the catalog again. All right, let's see what we got here. Catalog. Let's see. Catalog. Let's see. Oh, God. Oh, I didn't even see it the first time around. Let's do Blaster Master. I heard that game's pretty good. All right, Blaster Master, Bad Dudes. Just going through the B's, I guess. It might as well, because I see the next one if I do land on catalog again. So, all right, let's do this. Another spin. Here we go. Let's make sure this thing doesn't go a complete 360 and make sure it lands on something that I want to play. Here we go. Don't do catalog again. Oh, no game. The wheel giveth and the wheel taketh away. All right, so we have no game on that one. All right, so final one. We got ourselves. We might possibly have 3 games. So let us give us a spin. Oh, that wasn't very good. Oh, Popeye. Okay, I actually eyed that one. All right, let's look at what we got. Let's see our 3 games we picked out and take a look at them. All right, guys, we got ourselves here as Blaster Master, Bad Dudes, and Popeye. They look like pretty good titles. Can't wait to play them. Never played them before, so I'm kind of interested in how I do these. So, without further ado, let's give ourselves a couple days, give these games a try, and come back here after I played them. So, transition now. So it took a little while to get the video done, a little longer than I expected, especially wasn't a couple days, as you can tell. But first I want to clarify something on the video. I edited the first part, now I'm doing the second part here, so I want to clarify something real quick. It's not like, I want to make clear, it's not like I didn't get games. It's just I didn't get a lot of the classics that a lot of people talk about. Like, in fact, I missed out on a lot of classics. It's not like I didn't get stuff. There was a good chunk where I didn't get anything, but it wasn't until about when I got older, much older, that I started buying games for myself. And that's the thing, is that if I wanted games, I pretty much had to buy them myself. I think a lot of the reasons why, and this is something I didn't touch upon, was that the reason we didn't get a lot as a kid was because it was expensive for my parents. It's not like it is today, where like things cost like under $10. Back then, it was either you had to buy new, or I don't even know if there was a used store until the late 1990s, from what I can remember. So yeah, getting games back then was a little different than it was now. So that's probably why we didn't get a lot, was because they were just so expensive. So I wanted to touch upon that. And also throughout my high school years, it was really hard for me to get a job, mainly because nobody wanted to hire a teenager. You had to have experience and whatnot. So getting money was very, very scarce. It wasn't until out of high school that, I was able to get jobs and, finally get some video games. But like I said, the classics, never had a chance to play it, so that's why we're doing this here. So, but anyways, yes, finally sat down, finally had a chance to sit down and play these games. I unfortunately only played 2 out of the 3, which I'll get to later, which I've decided to make a new rule for the video, for the wheel. But let's first talk about this first one. Here is Popeye. Yeah, it was fun. It was pretty good. It was short, but I love the mechanics of it. It was really cool to pick up, it felt like an actual, like a Popeye game, I'm not really a big fan of the old Popeye cartoon, but I really loved playing this arcade game. It was a lot of fun, especially when you got that spinach to, take out Brutus and whatnot. It only had like about a few stages and whatnot, and I think you also had to save the baby. I think that was another part. I can't remember, but it was a lot of fun to take Brutus out when you got that spinach and hearing that song. I think I had like only 4 stages. There's multiple modes on it. Technically I beat it. Also, I want to point out something. Any of the new games I play, I won't spin the wheel if I beat the game. It's just only on the games from when I grew up, But yeah, it was a fun game. Would I recommend it? If you're a Popeye fan, but other than that, it wasn't bad. I mean, definitely good arcade. I want to try to find the arcade version. and play that one. Usually the arcade ones have a lot better graphics and whatnot. But if you're a big Popeyes fan, Popeye cartoon fan, and you haven't played this one, find a way to play this one. It was actually pretty fun. It was enjoyable. I have to admit, it was enjoyable. I wish I could talk more about it, but it's just a simple 4 stages. That was pretty much it, and you're done with the game. And that's pretty much it. But I want to talk about the one I enjoyed the most, and this one here is Bad Dudes. This one was a lot of fun, I have to admit. And it was funny because it is a hard game, and I was trying my best to really I was trying my hardest to really try to get good at the game, but some of the hit detection was a little off. I felt like I overpunched something, or I went to go punch normally and just never connected. But I decided to go ahead and use the Game Genie to do this, to have infinite lives. And as I was playing it, I started to realize this game it's so funny because the opener of it was that the president got kidnapped by ninjas. Yeah, that's the concept of how these bad dudes get their own game, is by the fact that the ninjas captured the president. and as I was playing the game, I started to realize something about it, is that it gave off that feeling, and it would make a lot of sense if it was, because more than likely that's what it is. It gives off that Americana, the Japanese style of Americana, because when you beat the game and save the president, you go for a hamburger. Like, no joke. I was having so much fun of the absurdity of the game that there was even one part where this guy, this enemy, he runs across the screen and he's on fire. I mean, just imagine like those 80s style movies. You're battling all these bad guys, and all of a sudden this guy just runs up on fire to attack you and then runs away. That's the craziness of this game. That's the funny part about it. And it reminds me of Japanese Americana style, like a Japanese take on America. And there was a game, it just popped in my head. I was playing it. There was a game on the Xbox. They re-released on PlayStation 4. I'll show it the footage for it here.
Pointless, Mr. President.
Nothing is pointless, and the reason is because I'm the president of the great United States of America.
It gave off that same vibe, like just similar, over the top, goofy, American style Japanese game. And the more I played, the more I loved it. I don't know what it is. I played it like 3 or 4 times because of how crazy. It's just crazy what it was. So out of the three, the Popeye one was okay. You're a big Popeyes fan. That's fun. But this one, due to the goofiness of it, this was my all-time favorite. Out of the 3, this was fun. If you look at it through that lens of that, if you look through it the lens of that, I think this game could be fun. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Top arcade hit. I'll have to find that arcade version. Huh. Did not know that. Bad Dudes. Yeah, but anyways, Bad Dudes, fun game. Definitely 80s nostalgia right there. Holy crap. So yeah, Bad Dudes, fun game. Alright, moving on to the next one. I did play Blaster Master. I think because how fun and short Bad Dudes was, I couldn't get into the game, and it's not for the lack of trying. I did try. I started to notice when I do these series where I think like, oh yeah, I could totally play these games, and I go and I play them, and you just got to be in the mindset, really, I think, to sit down and play a game. That's what I'm starting to realize. It's not as easy as just sitting down and watching a movie and review it. It's just like you got to get you have to be in the mindset, or just you got to get that feeling of you got to play that game. And that's kind of how I felt with Blaster Master. Like, I could see potential there. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not in the headspace to do it. With the Popeye and Bad Dudes, they were both easy to do because they were short. With Popeye, I enjoyed it because, you know, it started to get fun. Like, you were racing towards getting, you know, the spinach to take out Brutus. That was like fun to do, like, and try to beat the level to get, you know, to the next level. That was always so much fun. They captured that magic there. With Bad Dudes, it was you know, the over the topness of it. With Blaster Master, it looks like it's fun. It's just it's a little longer than I expected, so it does a lot more exploring. So maybe because of me, I'm more into the, like, I gotta play something quick right now to enjoy it. You know, maybe because I have so much stuff to do. I don't know. But if there are quick games, short games, I think I'm more in a headspace to play them now. But that doesn't mean I don't want to try this game again later down the line. So that's why I'm talking about it now, because I've added something on the wheel to change it. So I added I took out, where is it? I added Donkey Kong. Oh yeah, so I took out a catalog. I had 2 catalog sections, but I took out a catalog and I put trade game. So I'll have to, if I ever land on it, I'll trade this game for a different game. But if I never land on it in the time frame in which I do this, at the end of this NES run, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to play Blaster Master fully. If I don't, maybe we'll do something like a punishment game or something. I don't know. Oh, we'll think of something by the time. So for now, Blaster Master is going to be on hold until I can get some, maybe some more games could just be played. Maybe I'd be more in a headspace to actually sit down and play this game. And I would like to have talked about it. Like I said, it looked like it's fun with some exploring, but for now, we're just gonna have to put it on the back burner, just for the time being. So out of the 3, like I said, my top favorite is Bad Dudes. That was my favorite. Popeye is a close second, and just gotta be in a better headspace to play Blaster Master. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope this was interesting. I was gonna say a lot of fun, but you know, maybe not for some of y'all. But anyways, I hope this was interesting. If this was, you know, I enjoyed it. I kind of want to do it again, so hopefully we will do it again. And that's pretty much all I got to talk about today. So yeah. If there's anything else I can't think of, but just go on to the next year. Oh yeah, we'll just go on to the next year, 1990, where old things happened back then. Yeah, anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll catch you all on the next one. Y'all take care.